Welcome back to Cherry Street Sports here in beautiful Ballina. We are underway. It is the first end of the men's triples final. We're seeing Merrylands here up against Cabramatta. Two very well credentialed sides and two sides who've had convincing wins in the semi-finals. Both 20-shot margins, would you believe? And we're seeing the very first end of the game here. Jack Smith following this bowl up. He's looking pretty good to get down to the jack. Well, it's a good start for Cabramatta. Well done to them. They're looking to get on the board straight away. Nick Hind is my name. I'm joined in commentary this evening by Lee Stinson. Lee, for the first time today, welcome to you.
Thanks very much, Nick. Looking forward to what should be a cracking final. As you mentioned, both teams with rather comprehensive semi-final wins, so obviously in great form and playing on the same green, a few rinks across. Players should know the conditions here pretty well.
Yes, so the men's finals were on rinks 10 and 12, as greenkeeper Elphick had set out for them. So it was up the other end, and we've seen just a little shower. Some wind has got up, but these are very, very capable players and very, very capable squads. It's a hard game to pick. Both sides had a loss in the first round of sectional play, but yet have been able to get out of their section. As we see for the first time here, pictures from the other end. Merrylands down one to Jack Smith there. As Peter Harry just slides past.
Good shot you've got on screen there, Nick. That's us in behind the Bowls New South Wales sign, sort of top middle left of screen. So we'll try and be a little bit quiet when players are down this end delivering the bowl, and we can ramp it up a bit when they're coming back towards us.
Well, it's hard to keep quiet when we've seen bowls of the standard that we've seen all day today. Two fantastic games previously. We've seen men's triples, Young prevailing there to get themselves through to a semi-final, and then the women's semi-final, Katie Astley and the Merrylands girls snuck home over a valiant Wallerawang. But here, this is the men's triples final. It's the only game in town, as we see Ben Morthorpe reaching up, may have got another one in the argument there.
Looks like a couple for Cabramatta on the crossover. Cabramatta using the darker blue there and also the darker orange. And the bright yellow and bright orange belonging to Merrylands.
It's the lighter orange I thought would have been Morthorpe's. But
I bet he's got the darker ones there, and Pete Harry with the lighter orange. So a couple for Cabramatta.
And might be one more here. Disco has changed over from the bowls that we saw him using earlier in the campaign. He had the black and white ones. He's now got the navy and sky blue.
Got the finals bowls out, you think, mate?
And Tiger always wears red on Sundays. Maybe for Disco he's got the champion bowls here. So, should be ready for a quick contest here. All these players really quick on the mat. We see
any movement of that orange will help. Well, it does bring it a fraction closer. You're holding a few here. No real target. It's a perfect draw to beat the back ones.
That's what Peter Harry's suggesting. Just stone cold draw. Freeze on that back bowl. And Shawn Thompson quickly away.
Well under the line of his first. He does have his own yellow there if he makes any contact with it to bring it closer. Well, not going to be enough to worry things. We'll see it. Multiple here for Cabramatta. I'm feeling that was 3. Just wait for our scoreboard attendant to update us ringside. That was 4 in fact. A terrific start. It's just the way the game went. The No target build-up, just every bowl just a draw to the jack, and the Cabra guys just able to get that advantage first up.
Yeah, very important. They'd be keen to get off to a good start early. So the progression for each of these sides, so Merrylands, they had a defeat to Kempsey Heights in the first round, 21-24. They went down before defeating Belrose 25 shots to 16, and Dubbo by 33 shots to 12. And then, as I've suggested, a 20-shot victory over Fig Tree in the semi-final. For Cabramatta, it was a similar story. They went down on the live stream game to Darren Morrison of the Edelong Memorial team, 25-24, before coming back to knock off Engadine, 27 shots to 18, and Charlestown, 25-12. So, and then, of course, as I've mentioned, a 20-shot win in the final. So, Merrylands it was that defeated Young, and Cabramatta over Fig Tree. So that's how they've got themselves here. And see Jack Smith running just a little bit short with his first. Good player, likely to correct. He's looked good today. Had a few struggles on the live stream game, but found his range. And we got the speed right there. It's green. Probably the pace has eased from being as quick as it was early on today once the sun was out. Greenkeeper Duncan Elphick was very happy with how things were going. He didn't touch it between games other than raking the ditches and sweeping a bit of sand around.
That was between the semi-final and the final?
Correct. Yeah, got a good roll at lunchtime, but
relatively quick turnaround for the players too, probably 40 to 45 minutes with their early semi-final finish. Players had the opportunity to grab a quick bite to eat and a drink, and back out here for the final.
Well, yes, you're exactly right, Lee, and no time like the present, with weather likely a factor to contend with. Later on, we might be blessed to have got started about 15 minutes prior to the advertised start time. So we trust that you've been liking, following, subscribing the YouTube channel. Have your notifications turned on. That'll let you know when all the action is commencing, as we see. Good bowl here from Pete Harry. That's number one.
But this is going to be a pivotal battle, Nick. The two middlemen here, both very class players, Ben Morthorpe and Peter Harry, and go a long way to deciding the outcome of this match. The head-to-head battle between those two guys.
Well, very close here. And you can hear our FX mics. Plenty of Cabramatta fans in the house. Ben Morthorpe.
In some respects, Nick, it's an ideal final for viewing numbers here at the venue, with Cabramatta and Merrylands also through in the ladies' final. Those two clubs well represented in other events that are about to start tomorrow in the pairs. So plenty of those club members here to watch. And also, if you're a casual bowler that isn't from either Merrylands or Cabramatta, you're witness to six of the best in the state going to action here on a evening, nighttime fixture here at Cherry Street.
Yeah, fantastic fixture. Duncan Elphick got the lights on, so they were fired up, ready to go well in advance of this game, so there'll be no issues in terms of conditions with the light. As we see very quickly, as we know, Aaron Wilson, no mucking around getting on the mat.
Oh, this is really close. This is right to the top of the jack here. He gets right back. Well played, Aaron.
Well, we're going to see some aggression now from Shawn. It's a big weight up the middle. Well, cleared the front bowl.
Well, that's a big miss for a Thompson forehand drive. Anyone that has played the high-level bowls against Shawn over the past years will know he's regarded as one of the best forehand drivers in our sport. And so Aaron conscious not to leave a target. He won't mind seeing this just stay wide now.
Yeah, might even count where it is. I think, was that the call from Peter Harry? Was it 3? Yes.
Outside edge of the bowl. Onto the jack out of bounds. Just miss the bowl and get the jack out of bounds the other way.
So big weight again. Well, he's much closer this time. Well, clears out everything at the back.
Get our players to confirm. The initial thought was 3. Just going to double check on the third one here now.
So we've been rolled out. No mucking around from Ben Morthorpe. Straight out with the tape. So as I mentioned, this is the only game in town. All the other finals in the triples will be played tomorrow morning. And 3 shots it is. So a bright start here for Cabramatta. 7-0 after 2 ends.
We'll give you a few minutes to locate the data, Nick. Perhaps towards the back end of end number 3. We can let everyone else watching on at home know who those other finals will be.
Yes,
we know our ladies' final, as we mentioned, between Cabramatta, Karen Murphy's rink, up against Merrylands, and Katie Astley skipping that side.
Yeah, one to look forward to, and I think for Merrylands, perhaps looking for a bit of revenge after the Women's Division 1 pennant. Those two sides met there, as these two sides might be aspiring to do in the Platinum before too long, Lee Stinson.
Yeah, plenty of big-time bowls coming up. It's a busy end of season. 3 months to go in our bowls calendar for the 24-25 season, so a lot of events coming to a conclusion. And for Platinum, which is an extension of our Open Pennant season, they're going to kick off on Friday, April 11.
Next Friday.
And we'll be live streaming a game in each and every round, as well as all the finals action from Cabra Bowls.
Yeah, thanks to Cabramatta for their ongoing support of all Bowls New South Wales competitions at all levels. So Michael Clarke just ran through. He has stayed up at the back of the rink there, so might come in handy. This might come in handy from Jack if you can just run on another metre. But as I go to search for the results, you can find them all too. Results.bowlslink.com.au is where you'll find all the results. I'm going to go through and have a look at who's in and who's out in the men's and women's senior, as well as the open reserve. At Lee Stinson, he was at Lennox Head today, and he tells me there were some excellent bowls played there.
Yeah, standard very good. We had the senior women's competition there, as well as half of the open reserve triples. So we crowned a few finalists there, as was also the case at Alstonville for the other half of the open reserve and for the senior men's as well. So they'll be in action tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. start time tomorrow, as Ben Morthorpe takes advantage of that open head.
He started well, hasn't he, Benny? I'm very impressed here. So Pete Harry dropped me short there. Giving a real opportunity here for Ben Morthorpe to pile on the pressure. If he can just go park right in behind here is what would be optimal. Okay, the bowl chance.
That's a pretty reasonable line for Peter. He's quicker than his first. Doesn't pull up in time.
Urging for it to hold. You can see at the top of the rink there.
Just going past the tee.
So as they swap over, so I can let you know that in the men's senior triples, it's going to be Bowral up against Belrose. So the Michael Spong skipped rink for Bowral, who's been a long-time competitor down in the Southern Highlands, up against Stephen Ashdown for Belrose. In the women's senior triples, Yamba up against Lake Cat Eye. So, battle of the North Coast clubs there. Disco urging this one on. I don't think it's going to get there.
Well, this is the opportunity for Thompson, isn't it? An open draw.
Well,
Jump in here.
probably did get there in the end, but just under the line.
Thompson on that wider line is fearful. He's overweight here. Needs it to really steady on down now.
Well, it's going to be falls over. It's in the argument. Morthorpe going to have a good look. It might be in the argument already, Lee. So Disco's away. Take a much higher line here.
Doesn't have to beat his own by much.
Doesn't want to chip that jack across. Well, I think it's definitely going to be one now to Merrylands. And for Shawn Thompson, well, play the last bowl, hey?
Big one for the confidence here. He's out on a similar line. It's a bit less weight, I feel, in running. I'm sure we'll see a change of length. The mat's been at the back of the tee for the opening three ends. As Merrylands get on the board, one shot. And yes, you can see there Michael Clarke bringing the mat 3.5 metres forward of the tee.
And Shawn Thompson went for a stroll up the rink too. He's saying, this is where I'd like it, please.
Just rolls it down to the Championships logo there.
And of course, the other final that's going to be played tomorrow morning, aside from the women's triples, is of course the Open Reserve, and we're going to see Albion Park from the Illawarra region up against West Dubbo. So exciting to see so many players from all across the state converging here for the final series. As we see Michael Clarke, well, that's a good start from him.
Yeah, it seems like a great representation, Nick, of many, many regions involved in our finals tomorrow. I did witness the end of that game. Albion Park hanging on to defeat North Ryde RSL. Albion Park were 4 or 5 in front going in the last end, and it was a bowl by their second that saved the day when he was 4 down approaching the mat.
Oh, wow.
Certainly got the skip breathing again when that bowl came in. And yeah, Yamba and Lake Cut-Eye, that was where I was at earlier. Saw both those teams get through over at Club Lennox. Yamba were potentially only an end away from going out in round 3 this morning. They had a almighty battle with Foster. And it almost came down, well it did, come down to 3 sides having 2 wins. It was Yamba, Warilla and Tarrant Point. But it was Yamba who prevailed with a positive shot differential. Foster nearly tipped them out in the last couple of ends as Jack Smith runs onto his first bowl perfectly.
I wonder if that's going to spring. He's going to ask for another second here first.
He's trying to guarantee your pace on the draw, make some kind of contact or get anywhere up to a metre past.
Pretty good here from Peter Harry. Well done, Peter Harry. Spat it all the way to the back of the rink there. It's going to be one shot again to Merrylands.
Jack moved a long way there, Nick. I did hear some of the players earlier in the championship say that they felt the Jack was running a little bit quicker than the bowls. It might have been an indication there.
Yeah, certainly that was spoken about. One of the games we broadcast yesterday with Karen Murphy, she was saying that the Jack was really skipping along.
I wish my bowl skipped along sometimes like that when I'm a bit short.
Conversely, though, you might wish that they held up sometimes as well, Lee Stinson. But yeah, we did see Katie Astley mentioned it to me when she came and played the first trial end before the last match, that this green's probably a second or so quicker than the other two. As we say, Pete Harry guides past. It's 2.
And even down near the tee here, Nick, where the Jack is, just from our vantage point, it looks like it's a bit more compacted. I think it's going to run on a little bit more just before and just past the tee. That's just a guess from where we're standing. It's the way the green's presenting at the moment with 8 days of play so far.
Well, very good from Benny Morthorpe here. Very, very good.
Well, that's going to be tough to beat. Just a matter of millimetres away.
You see, just flirted round his own at the front there, got all the way to the jack, and with so much at the front of the rink there, Shawn Thompson's going to have a hard time to pick up a shot here. So, take the rolling scoreboard away. It does come up automatically after I punch in a replay. But as I said, tonight is the only game in town. Everything else will be commencing at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Just going to bend here, Shawn.
Well,
have a chance. He's giving himself a bowl short of jack, which he may be able to utilise.
Yeah, a couple of seconds there, but still really hard to get to. See Ben at the back of the rink saying, just give me one to catch, please.
The way that bowl bent in there for Thompson, we're to see it slightly better from behind. I think you'll be able to turn around the front with soft weight to turn the shot bowl through a few rolls. So important for Aaron to get in.
Yeah.
Ben's did hold up down here. Can Aaron's do the same?
Well, what's he going to get through all that?
It's no worse than fourth, but I think for Thompson, as you said, Nick, similar speed. I think he was carrying about a metre last time. Just get towards the edge of the jack is a chance, or turn the shot bowl past.
Well, he's got the right hand to play with this breeze. So the breeze coming from right of screen.
Just needs to hold a little bit now to get past the front stuff.
Oh, Peter Harry's getting in. Excited about it. Little slide, little edge, little lucky.
Really got the Jindabyne jig up to the jack.
And good confident call there. Want 2 foot on your last. Draw us a second shot.
The only possible danger for Aaron is him drawing dead jack high and turning over and falling onto the jack. Outside of that, he can count.
Well, something just like this, Lee. Well,
very, very close. The players will have a look. He certainly still kept one. One of these terrific effort there from Aaron, but it was a bowl of Ben Morthorpe's earlier on. It sealed the deal.
See that replay there. He did his level best to find a second shot there, but wasn't to be. So
4 ends played, 8-1. Now in favour of Cabramatta. And unsurprisingly, the mat right to the back of the tee. I think these 6 gentlemen, Nick, will be very happy the final's on tonight with the weather forecast tomorrow. Not looking ideal at the moment, but if you are watching on and involved in pairs competition, it is still, at this stage, proceeding as per schedule. Please arrive at your venue at least half an hour before start time. And should the weather intervene, we can delay the start, or whatever the case may be, and have you on and off throughout the afternoon as required by the weather. So please arrive at your venue. We are on at this stage. There's only a forecast for now.
yeah, we've been blessed to be able to get through all the action for those that have been with us the whole time here. We've had some challenging weather during the All Abilities portion of the program, but to all the players' credit and to the club and the green staff, we've made it work. Oh, some good lead bowls here. Jack Smith.
See the preference for our lead so far to play this right-hand side of screen, just slightly narrower than the other side. There's 4 pretty good bowls there.
Start tomorrow for all the pairs games, isn't it? Yeah. So there's a 2 o'clock start for all our pairs games tomorrow. We only have 1 game to play, so 1 round to play tomorrow. So Trust will be able to get that in for you. We do have lights available, as we see a good bowl there. Benny's got a shot back. Pete Harry will look to sit this or just trail the jack.
And for the avoidance of any doubt, trial ends will commence 20 minutes before that, so at 1:40 p.m. Therefore, we'll have an opening to the event at each venue at approximately 1:30 as Pete Harry drops in for shot. Cameron, some good position here, though. Wouldn't be surprised on the back end. Yeah, it's a call from Aaron up and over their own. Turn the shot bowl. Jack moves back to the blue bowls of Jack Smith as well.
Yeah, good tight head early here, as you'd absolutely expect in a triples final.
What angle does he get on these bowls? Has he got it past the jack?
Over.
Well, unlucky. Still, one of those heads, though, where it's set up really, really well for Aaron to make a number, and also tricky for Merrylands to get another one in there.
Have to defend against. Yeah, they're going for a line. Aaron Wilson missing potentially, and that's never a good strategy, is it?
Of course, the best result here for Merrylands, just to draw past the orange. Perfect bowl season, just go 1 or 2 bowls past. It's a bit further back, that's okay.
Want that to hurry just a little bit.
Unfortunately, that may even help Wilson. If he's under line, he could work back off that now. But best plan for him will be to just turn that shot bowl away from the jack and stay. There's a couple of options. If he's wide, he can work in off the yellow back to Ben's orange bowl.
Yeah, a little touch okay.
So Wilson does it hold for the perfect result.
Well, a little slice. Well, he has.
It's going to be enough. Makes a couple. He just had one of the best players in the world on the mat with a target almost a metre wide there. As you said, not a great strategy to hope he missed. In some respects, Merrylands slightly fortunate that he hasn't made a bigger score.
And he hasn't hidden it by doing it. So I think, if you're Shawn Thompson, you've got 2 bowls to improve this now. He's going to be reaching up on the backhand as well. Wants to trail the jack off favour. He can punch through the front.
Options here. Anything but half of this orange gets him something. No, not quite right. Clears the way for the next one.
Exactly as he suggested, half of it was the suboptimal result. Disco doing the moonwalk. He's had a good look.
Well, he's saying Thompson's going to play it with weight till we get to the back, guys. A chance that brighter orange bowl, just the way it looks there, it's going to squeeze onto the jack and may even go to bottom left-hand side of screen. Thompson's grey bowl, potentially.
Well,
the guys just deciding here whether to draw a toucher themselves, beat them to it, or cover the back.
that's what it looks like from the wide shot. There is not much at the back, though, so if Shawn Thompson does come screaming at this one. It's not like he's got it loaded up there, so what's Disco doing?
Taking a conservative line. This is a cover bowl of some sort. Draws himself the deepest.
Yeah, so we can just see finishing out a camera at the back of the ring. It's got the tee, but it is a dead end if it goes out of play.
Yeah. I think square contact on the orange here, Nick.
Yep, can afford to be a little bit firm.
He's just under the orange. He can draw the jack bottom left to his own grey bowl.
How quickly is this going to get down, Lee?
Well, any bit of this orange will do the trick. There it is. One to Merrylands.
That was a good bowl from Shawn Thompson. Really tricky head to get at, but these players.
Yeah, just off perfect target. One of those ones where opportunities were going to present themselves if you played up. Got the inside edge off the wide one to double their score. 8 shots to 2. Cabramatta still in front. 5 ends played. If you haven't seen any of the triples action so far, just a reminder, you can see on screen 25 ends. 2 bowl triples. One of my favourite games, Nick, the 2 bowl triples.
Well, it's very easy, and having a 3 in each team, it means it's a good social game too. There's usually someone to give you a high five or a pat on the backside if you play a good bowl, and to pick you up if you're not going quite so good.
Both these teams with almost the perfect formula for this format. 2 really good draw bowlers up front and 2 guys at the back end
Who can
that
play
have
every shot.
all the shots, including the big conversions when needed. That's usually been what I've found to be the secret. Less bowls in and around the head than you get in the 4s. If you can imagine playing second in a game of 4s, you usually get a bit of a look at the jack and the just arriving shots. But predominantly just 2 good draw bowlers up front and let your quality skip go to work. In this case, either Shawn Thompson or Aaron Wilson. You change the length here. 8 metres short of maximum.
Yeah, well, for Jack Smith, his action looks a little bit abbreviated on these shorter lengths. Just trying to control the weight. The green's still running very nicely here. As we get into the evening, 5:15 here on the eastern seaboard of New South Wales.
Well, most of the eastern seaboard.
Well,
We still have our neighbours up north that are not quite in line with us in the time until
they're still at work, aren't they?
until this weekend.
They wouldn't be watching, they're still at work. And Ben Morthorpe, he started very brightly here.
Just going to go past with his first.
And you can see he had the hand extended out in front very early, he knew.
I usually have both my hands out saying I don't know. These guys just know straight away out of the hand how close they are. Seems to be just inside the line down here. Pete with good weight will count for now. You assume they won't remain counters. Ben looking to lose about 1.5 metres on a similar line. Oh, it's a good enough line. All down the weight here. Ben Morthorpe just needs it to pull up now. There it is.
So Disco give the big number 1. Wearing the hoodie this evening. Aaron Wilson.
He's a bit in between, isn't he? He's got the hoodie on, but the sunnies
And the
still
sleeves
on.
up.
Sleeves up. Who do we argue with a stylish bowler like Disco? Thompson a chance here. He can get past the jack. Oh, not quite going to work out, but turns the front bowl up. That's 1 to Merrylands. An inside bowl will be shot.
Such a fast-moving game with these players. They're very quick on the mat, very quick to get the bowl away. So the bright orange of Peter Harry is now beating out the darker orange.
It's a bit of team movement there, I think. Pete and Shawn were trying to get away from Clarke, but Clarke was quick to follow suit and jump over and hear what the tactics were. As Wilson needs to get past Thompson's bowl. Just gets half and drops away. So he's got clear access now to the shot bowl. And another one of these ends where it's hard for Thompson to improve upon things. Ball's coming in either side. He's going to have to draw up on his forehand. With perfect weight, he can get just inside or outside the shot bowl.
On this other angle, yes, so what you're describing there, least instance, so finishing in front of the dark.
There's an option on the backhand as well. Hard to be counting. I think he's more likely to get to the outside of the shot bowl and not quite count. He may be just going...
Well, to do that, to maybe turn it in behind the jack, you think, Lee?
Yeah, harder to get things right on the backhand. Really doesn't want to get to the jack now.
Well, he has. He's bounced the jack, though, and it's got back. We think it might still be...
He's got it with the other orange now. And all of a sudden, things have become much harder for Aaron. We didn't draw that one up in the playbook.
Well, they're playing chess while we're playing checkers back here, Lee. Lee Stinson, he's out having a very good look from the central commentary position here at the interactive studio. And you see Disco just coming for a wander up the rink.
He's trying to trail the jack backhand through that port. Around the yellow is what Ben was calling. It's hard though when you're not working with your own bowls. No real grouping of shots. There's a couple, that dark blue and dark orange, the furthest left-hand bowls, well now the bottom of screen there, both belong to Cabramatta.
So on the backhand, a trail, well, down the line effectively.
Trail the jack. Try and trail the jack. Picture those bowls aren't there. If you play the trail, you won't hit any of those anyway.
Well, it's a nice track for it. The boys are down. Well,
didn't need that touch. So Merrylands back-to-back ends for the first time.
So a single again.
3 ends all, but the scoreline 8-3. 4 and a 3 on the opening 2 ends to Cabramatta. If you are just joining us, it's helped set them up with a 5-shot buffer early on. Plenty of people around, Nick, looking behind us here in the club. The glass-fronted windows, plenty of people out here looking out onto the greens. Plenty of folks trying to get some outside seating and vantage points as well. Some of the players either involved in triples action today or here for the pairs kicking off tomorrow afternoon. Still even a sprinkling of players out practicing on the other 2 greens.
Yes, well, where else would you rather be? We've had some fantastic action once again here today. And trust you'll stay with us. As we bring you the TAB 2025 State Championship Finals here from Cherry Street Sports. It's the men's triples final. Nick Hind and Lee Stinson are here with you. And Michael Clarke trying to be with the jack there. Didn't quite get up.
I see across to the side of the green, Nick, our defending champion is in the house. Obviously doesn't want to give this title away, but not involved in the final. However, his clubmates are. That's Jack McShane, who skipped his side to victory in this event last year, along with Heath Lewis and Tom Rich from Merrylands.
They've got some good cattle there, don't they?
They do indeed. So, Jack, you and your team will be the current state triples champions for the next approximately 2 hours.
Well, I'm sure they'd be happy to surrender it if it is going to be to their club mates. If the title's going back to Merrylands, we see a good one here. Peter Harry, yep, parks in neatly behind.
There was also a evening matchup out at Dubbo last year against David Axon's Tarrant Point triple. Simon Little, Cole Hanson, I believe, with the other 2 players on that side.
Oh, Benny Morthorpe, gee, going good. He's going very good to start. So a big high five at the top of your page there. And pressure back on Peter Harry.
I think it's fair to say the opening quarter of this match, neither lead is really dominating the matchup. Even those couple of multiples early on were more so that Merrylands didn't quite nail the draws, more so than the opposition really smothering the jack. Pete just pulling up on the good line there. Ben would love to draw past this now.
Well, first part was to get past that last bowl of Peter Harry, and he's created a bit of a wall.
Well, just enough room there to draw past that bright orange. Just looking from where we are, Nick, around about half a metre to 2 feet short, by the looks of it. It's a good push, but the plan will be to draw one bowl outside it.
Strong encouragement from Peter Harry there. He's going to motivate.
He's definitely around, but I'm not sure that's getting all the way back. You can see Aaron already trotting back to the mat. He's confident this isn't the shot.
Well, a little shoulder did help it get in there. There is still plenty of turn on the forehand as the right-handed players are playing, heading up towards North Creek.
Going to the North Creek end.
This is what we were saying the other night, Lee. You don't listen, do you?
I'd love them to put a big sign up there to remind me. Make it a lot easier. So Aaron trying the other way, around the front, not to leave any target. The guy's just hoping this can pull up. A perfect line.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Just half a roll too far from counting. Thompson would have been just over a metre past. He's well wide again. Still not sure this can get back far enough to be shot.
Well, weight was absolutely ideal for it, but as you suggested, Lee Stinson, just a slightly high line.
Aaron, same line, less weight, and he will score. Well, he's also a little wider. How's his weight?
I don't know if he's taken anything off there, Lee, so...
One shot. Ben Morthorpe holding on. 9-3. As I said, we're moving through almost a third of the way through the game now. Plenty of other things happening in and around the venue here at Cherry Street over the coming days. Maybe some of you are coming up later on in the event to compete, and you did a pre-order of the Bowls New South Wales Indigenous Design State Championship shirt. If you did so, please see our merchandise team when you arrive. We'll have the store open approximately 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day. And you present your order to the team and they'll have that bagged up and ready for you.
If only we had a little tile for that, Lee, I could have given a good read. Great shot. Well, you've called Lee Stinson for the leads to really knuckle down and nail this now, and for Jack Smith, that's a great way to get that started.
Yeah, I think both Jack and Michael will admit they haven't been right on yet, so if one of those two hits their straps, it's going to help their team either narrow the gap or extend the margin. Good effort there from Clarke, just going by.
Well, Michael Clarke, as we know, a tremendously well-credentialed player, particularly in the singles discipline.
Plenty of state titles to his credit over the years. Ever since he gave up captaining the cricket team for Australia, he's knuckled down to his bowls. And yeah, been a really good front end player for many, many good teams over the years. Plenty of time himself at Cabramatta. There's two terrific shots there from Jack.
When he stopped blowing with Carl Stefanovic, that helped him out a bit too.
Had a few over the years, didn't he? Shane Watson, Simon Kadich, Carl Stefanovic. Yeah, had a few. Clarke, didn't he?
This isn't that Michael Clarke. This is the other Michael.
Oh, it's not the same?
No.
Oh, right.
It's remarkable. I don't know that.
So I don't ask him about his marriage with Lara Bingle.
I don't know that the former Australian cricket captain would be quite so happy about the comparison.
I always thought it was the same guy.
There's resemblances. They're both
Elite athletes.
elite athletes, champion bowlers. So Ben Morthorpe here looking to get back down. That hand is starting to get a bit sticky now.
Yeah, I noticed that early on with one of Ben Morthorpe's coming down in this direction where he drew after the jack had been moved past some of the shorter bowls. Looked like he was going to catch on his own and sailed past it. Conditions will be changing. We're going into that twilight part of the evening, 5:30 p.m. near enough local time.
Yeah, just saying. Peter Harry dropped short. He thumped his hip there. Dark on that one.
Much different line here from Morthorpe. If he's got the same weight,
I think this looks handy.
just up. Probably hopes to leave it alone now. Fraction unlucky there, just to provide a bit of a shelf to the Merrylands guys to rest on.
Yeah. Peter Harry just taking his time. He's looking to reach up. Can land the shot bowl, the orange. Draw through it. Trail that jack back to the yellow. This looks like the line that might do something here, Lee.
Yeah.
Shawn
He's the right
Thompson's
weight, he'll get
interested.
far enough to be shot here. Well, very close if it stays up. Well, Shawn just indicating they are one down.
They're very good to us, the players here. They make their intentions, their indications crystal clear. So,
Disco with a good opportunity here. Trying to count, of course. He does touch the jack. Brings all of those bowls back into the count. He drops in off the orange. He narrows the target for his opponent. Aaron thinks he's just overweight. Does he drop back to the jack? Well, awfully close here, Nick. Right to the top of the jack. He's played it well. Drops in front also. Looks to be at least 3. It's a Cabramatta. And it will be an aggressive option taken. 3 the count. Provided from Harry.
so what do you like here, Lee? Turn through that orange and look to get that onto the jack.
Yeah, it's just whether you want to play it with a metre or you want to be a lot firmer than that. Just a matter of just finding the speed you like here. You nailed that angle. Find the orange bowl. Whatever weight you feel. You play that sit-stay weight, you can get to discos.
Well, you see that one breaking sharply as it travelled down the rink.
You'd be surprised to get to the bottom corner of the green here. Thompson was to turn that orange onto the jack. He could make 3. So Aaron just trying to get down towards the tee. Split up a few of these back bowls. Needs it to run past. Well, he's going to get caught. So one of those opportunities in the game where things can turn. 9-3. It's almost going to be a double-figure lead to Cabramatta if Thompson misses. He can play the orange through the jack and score a 3, maybe even a 4 if his own bowl runs around.
Yeah, so I'll just show you on the other angle. There is yellow and dark grey at the back of the rink. So an opportunity for Shawn Thompson here. Not an easy shot, but none of them are at this level. So Thompson on the mat. Like this speed.
Well, going to need some luck from this front yellow. Doesn't get it.
Didn't get it. I did like that speed though. Leaves a chance to get that straight through the hole. He said there was a good collect at the back of the rink. 3 taken out, and that's all.
Yeah, just a better end there from Cabramatta all around. Jack Smith started the show with 2 really good draw shots. Ben and Aaron followed. Multiples the big difference here, Nick. That's 2 3s and a 4 now for the Cabramatta side. 12-3. And we're going fairly long again.
So while they're getting started, I'll just let you know. Are you ready for a holiday? I know I am. Discover more with AAT Kings. Whether you're admiring natural wonders or embracing local connections, with AAT Kings' expertly crafted tours, there's always something new to explore, as you will be in the hands of experts. You can get up to $1,800 in air credit per couple on selected tours, plus you can save an additional 5% with your exclusive Bowls New South Wales discount. Visit aatkings.com or click the link in the caption below. Book before the 17th of April and use promo code BOWLSNSW. T's and C's apply. Let's go on a holiday. Where are we going next for our holidays, Lee?
You and I are off to Merrylands at the back end of this. Lovely spot.
Yes, we had Michael Wilkes on during the previous match to talk about all the good work that the club's been doing in preparation for the State Junior Championships. Over 80 competitors going to descend on the New South Wales far south coast, the Sapphire Coast. And some future stars amongst them, we have no doubt. Jack Smith needs to just get inside the yellow there. Well, he's done his job. And your man Michael Clarke now calling for him to lift Lee.
Oh, he's got the eyes going on this one. Stalking.
Well, I think Shawn Thompson's more interested. Does it go the trip? Comment has come through from David. How many times have you been runner-up in this one, Lee? He knew it was coming. Well, get out of the way early before we got thousands on the thing. I'll take it.
Just the 2 runners-up in this event, Nick. So
I take it this is not your your favourite event then?
This is my best performed event in terms of runners-up.
Well, great bowl there from Benny. Gets the jack back a bit further. Puts some scoreboard pressure on Peter Harry. Look, I'd be happy to be runner-up in the club triples. Don't worry about the state. Peter Harry, veteran campaigner. Playing the tighter hand here. This should hold around the front.
Just weight only now.
On the weight. Just.
Well, helps a little. Those runner-ups, Nick, lead me to remember that Merrylands going for a 3-peat in this event. It was one of those runner-up finishes 2 seasons ago was to a Merrylands team. And that was Michael Phillips, Heath Lewis and Darren Morrison. That was at Fig Tree Sports. Far too good for us that day.
So Ben Morthorpe asking some questions there. And been called the forehand. Wants to stay away from that last orange bowl. Peter Harry. Well, he's done that. He's got around the back.
Might only be one now. Pete, half a metre short. The other final, Nick, was back in 2010, I believe. Many, many moons ago. I was still at Blaney at that point in time. We went down to a Warilla team, a current club, funnily enough. Paul Woods, the late Wayne Crane, and Jeff McGilvray.
Was that when the big contract offer came in, Lee? They said, oh, you're too good for Blaney, you better come to Warilla.
Not quite.
Bump.
Negotiations took a while. The postal service mustn't have quite been working, but All jokes aside, it did get me some representative honours. On the state selector at the time was Neil Bayo, who was the CEO at Warilla at the time, and obviously in his role as club support and also as a state selector, he was at the venue and played reasonably well that week and got a look in a couple of rep teams, City Country and State Reserve and the like. So for all you players out there, first time, you just never know if you make it deep in one of these events where the selectors are, what opportunities may open up for you. We have 7 out of our 8 state selectors here this week that will be patrolling the 3 venues.
Yeah, talent identification is such a big part of the selection process, and they can come from anywhere. We know
Thompson travelling here. Does he kick the jack down? Well, another fortunate one. I feel it's going to be the lighter orange of Merrylands that holds.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. The indications were, and I think the indication from Disco is he wants to land that one out.
Yeah. Ben just letting him know, plenty of seconds. Either get the bowl clean or get the bends. Oh, just going to miss it. Good effort. Thompson missed out last time when he had some room. Very little room this occasion, but would love to get this one to count, get their first multiple.
Yeah, nothing much to play for there, though. That's what the back of the rink looks like. It's barren. There's nothing there. So, for Shawn Thompson, draw to the 2 oranges and park in there.
Yeah, nice smooth stroke there on his backhand. How's the weight? Does it hold on to these bowls? Not quite. Pretty good effort. Played it well. And one shot. Anything different coming here? Well, Clarke going deeper with the mat than they have done so far. Right to the back of the rink.
Shawn
Thompson, yeah, walking
marching up.
well forward. So not too far past minimum length. I do know from conversations with the green staff here, the length of the line, that takes us to minimum distance.
That's the way to do it.
So looking from our vantage point, Nick, are we saying that's about a metre past minimum length, do you think?
Wouldn't be much more than that.
22 and a half metres here.
So, well, we might see Michael Clarke jump on here.
Well, they've rolled it about as far away as they can from where we're standing.
Maybe they don't want our advice anymore, Lee Stinson.
Something did need to happen. Clarke, not quite at his best so far, but he can turn it on. So is this the time?
Jack Smith might be turning it on here too. Look at this, Jackie. Well done, buddy.
Makes such a difference, doesn't it? If you, opposition plays a good one and then you can just get the shot back straight away.
Little squeeze, little trail, well done.
Gets you all sorts of confidence when you do that.
Back
Plus
live.
just a bit of a punch in the stomach to the opposition.
Well, nothing wrong with this from Michael Clarke if he can flop in behind it.
Yeah, well, they're certainly his 2 best of the match so far. As just showing you on screen, Aaron Wilson, 29-13 winner this morning, or earlier on in the semi-final. And we'll keep those scores on there for maybe another 30 seconds or so. Semi-final scores on screen. So those winners in action outside of our current final or 4 other finals back here at Ballina tomorrow morning, 8:30 start.
It's a good smother, Lee. I know you were trying to help me out there, mate, but it is. Look, it's an automatic thing. We have the progressive scoreboard come up as soon as I play a replay. So it's just another thing for me to remember, but well done to all the competitors who've made it this far, and to be in a state final in any discipline is a huge achievement. Well,
just doing the regions, very impressive, isn't it? No matter where you are in the state. Obviously, we're focusing in on 2 Sydney sides tonight, but it doesn't matter what corner of New South Wales you are, winning those titles is a huge campaign.
Well, it's a good bowl here from Benny. Just turns it back down. Mick Clarke still got it. Well, Emma Pettit and I were talking about in the previous game, you know, how many games you've got to win. You know, if you come from a region where there's a lot of travel and how much travel you've got to do to make it all the way up here, and to, you know, to show off Wallerawang in the last game, we reckon there was 1,908 people, the population, had tuned into YouTube to watch.
He's played that well. He's going to be one down, but
It was
I
going to
think
happen
on
sooner or
balance,
later,
I think on balance they're happy enough, and I wouldn't be surprised if Wilson gets his team to try and draw up here again. Yeah, call was there. Play the same bowl. If he does squeeze the jack through, it's okay. He knows that's what Thompson's going to be playing to turn the shot bowl away, so
Tight
they
line
know they
here.
can't protect the whole way. Try and beat the team to it.
Ben, little squeeze through there.
That's a super shot. Pretty well ensures that the Cabramatta bowl won't go out. And Merrylands not really with anything past, just that one yellow. It's a bowl or two past at the most.
Yeah, so we're seeing Merrylands having a good chat about this. How are we going to get this jack moving? And how are we going to move it to a position that is going to benefit them?
It's either just over the draw, a toucher, or it's really quick at the outside orange and try and kill the end.
So
Just try the arriving shot with his first.
he could bump up through the middle there, the orange bowl. Well, that's not how you draw it up, and he's not going to be excited about getting that.
It's dropped down. Not quite possible to see from our angle here. Just wonder if Aaron can play either of these front two bowls, get some connection on the jack. From where we are, it may be the outside bowl that can work. He might even be looking to get another catcher in behind. He's talking about getting in behind. I'd suggest Cabramatta may be holding.
Well, this angle's probably got a better view of it. It does look like it may well still be Cabra.
Yeah, I'd suggest if he was down, he'd be trying something slightly different. It's another one in the catching pen, so he knows that flat grey bowl of Thompson's. If he brings it up and over on the jack will go potentially half a metre past straight to where Wilson's bowl is sitting. Aaron just having a little roll up at the back of the rink.
Oh, these players are enjoying one another's company. And
Yeah, Michael not part of this discussion. He's on the outer. Oh, here he comes. He's thought about something. What do you reckon, guys? We'll try this.
Well, I think the call from Peter Harris, this is going to be ricochet rabbit time.
You think firm at the outside, bright orange bowl is what you're suggesting?
Yep. It's a bit
More softer weight to his own.
A bit more controlled than I thought.
He's not going to get by. Bowls are moving again. So Aaron Wilson, do you turn over now and try and pop the jack, or are you just satisfied with how things are going? If you are holding one and get back to your length.
That might do. Ben Morthorpe saying, well, we got it.
That's a practice draw for next end. Going to assume, or it's...
I don't blame him for chickening out there. So one to Cabra. (13-4) as the players march back with the bowls beneath them. And I'll expect, given what we've seen so far, Lee, that the mat's going right back and the jack's going to get fired up to the other end.
He's listened to the pre-match chat of his skip about tee to tee means the mat has to be behind the tee to start with. Although, in fairness, he's not trying to throw exact tee to tee. The plan definitely is to be 2 or 3 metres off the tee.
But he's also...
Conscious effort out of the hand there. He was urging that one to pull up.
Yeah, well, it gives you a fixed reference point if you're starting from the tee. Nice to hear some kind words from our mates at Cabramatta. Have you ever been down to Cabramatta, Lee, in the
I have.
beautiful Shoalhaven?
I have indeed. Nice club.
It's one that's on my bucket list every year. There's the Alf Cook Triples in October, midweek. Very good fun. I finished a magnificent fighting third there one year. And then there was a bit of a blow-up about the scoring system and I got bumped back to 6th.
A proper fighting third, was it? And you lost the fight. Protest 6th against 3rd, upheld.
That was what was happening, yeah. No, the protest was technically correct. The fly did say wins plus margins, not points plus margins.
But, the old 2 draws.
Yeah,
how many points do you get?
But I thought to go undefeated, 4 wins, 2 draws and not run a drum was a bit stiff.
One of the best arguments in bowls, all tournaments, that one. How many wins is a draw?
And Jack's done well there. Which shot is first? Disco, be pleased.
I'm happy with whatever format it is, as long as I know before the
In
start.
advance, yes. And that was the comment from the team that lodged the protest, was that your fly said, and I wore it.
We'll have to lobby the boss, Nick, if it's a midweek event to... can we count that as some kind of promotional activity or research?
I'll be doing bowls link training there.
Bowls link training, live scoring via the app. Can we count that somehow as work hours?
Oh, you're the boss of me. You go talk to the boss of you. No, I've had a lovely time down there. They turned on a great show. Johnny Green and Scott Baitup won the first year I was down there, so some good sides. Jeremy Henry's won it. Ray Pearce has been a winner in recent years, so you got to take a good, decent side. I might need a Least Instant with me to have a chance at finishing in the money again.
Yeah, it has been over 40 like me. Oh. Actually, watching on day number 8, we're at the halfway mark at the event. I'm really looking forward to getting out on the greens next week for the 4s. We might even have to try and organise a little staff roll-up or something before that, Nick, if the weather allows us.
What, tomorrow night, you reckon? Oh, we see good bowl, good weight, good result there. Pete Harry.
Just the difference there between staying up on its bias and dropping against it there, right on centre line. I think this is right at it, yeah. Okay, Aaron's given Ben the option. You can draw it or go for it, up to you. If you want to draw and don't get shot, I'll have a go. Aaron just indicating another one in about the area you can. Work Jack Smith's bowl up into the head. Anything that beats your own helps the team.
Yeah, that's a helpful spot.
Playing the team game there. Give himself a chance to make shot. If not, Aaron has another bowl thereabouts.
Oh, 3 seconds now a favour for Cabra. So Peter Harry wants to just repeat the dose here. Plonk another one on it, near it, just behind this little orange. Oh, it's good home.
May catch bowl or jack if Aaron does want to fire.
I think if Disco goes big here, there's a big chance of a kill. Well, that's long. I can see them going out.
What it does stop is Aaron hitting the jack right in the middle and following himself.
Yeah, when you can trail it to the number and park on it. There's no No beating that often. Just going to firm up on the
swinging
forehand.
Just needs to miss the yellow at the front. Not quite. Right, gets both yellows. It's his turn for a bit of luck. There's been a bit of that both ways. Aaron's turn to get the little rub of the green here.
Yeah, off the two bananas, onto the orange.
A fruit platter.
Look, it's not the way he would have drawn it up, but what it does do is it puts some pressure now on Shawn Thompson.
Yeah, the yellows have disappeared. One off the rink and one almost off the rink. Does Thompson back himself a firm weight? Just depends if that yellow to blue cannon is going past the jack or not.
Well,
if it's going past the jack, you can just reach up backhand with a couple of metres onto that. If it is going to catch the jack, well, that shot is off the table. We'll know here early. Must look to miss the jack. We may find out here. Thompson, orange to blue, past the jack, and he's got
well
it.
Done.
Gets himself first and third, I feel.
Yeah, they're having a good look here, Benny. So straight back was the call. This will be quicker.
He's a high line than his first. Once again, just needs to miss the front. Going to halve and get away. A fraction quicker too than his first. Guys looking at something here to potentially slice a jack, but
Well,
I don't know. It's time to get too adventurous. Draw a shot.
10 ends in. Now, if you can pick up a 2 here, you're down 7. You get control of the length, and we see
Like a little sprinkle of rain going across the venue at the moment. Very light. There's Thompson online here. Just wait only.
don't wait around for it. He's in.
Just the way those bowls angled up allowed him to play that cannon with his first. So he scores 2. First time in the match that they've got that multiple. 13-6 though, Cabramatta. Still with the advantage.
As the fans go scurrying for cover, Lee.
And that rain must be just getting slightly heavier. A few stains, so it's not extreme. But there are some that are worried about a bit extra moisture falling into their cup of choice.
Cup of tea, yes. Clarke.
There's a few racing to the undercover spot near where we are. There is a few nice seats next to the commentary box that people are trying to jump in on while the rain comes down.
We could auction off a night with Lee Stinson in the commentary position. 2 nights with Lee Stinson will be the second prize.
I'll buy tickets in that.
You get every night with Lee Stinson. You're a lucky man. Well, it's a pleasure to have your company. Hope you're enjoying the night with Lee Stinson and Nick Hind here at the 2025 TAB State Championships. This is the men's triples final, and we're bringing it to you live from Cherry Street Sports. Fantastic to have your company wherever you're watching around Australia or around the world. Michael Clarke being urged on there by Skip Thompson.
Might be hard for our viewers to pick up on screen there, but the bowls just starting to catch a bit of grass on their way down and show with that moisture upon us. You can see it sort of clearly on Jack's bowl live from where we are. Jack switching hands the first time in the game. Played that really well. Without the touch, he was almost perfect. A couple of good ones. And once again, it's Jack with the better position and the yellow of Clarke just in front.
Just seeing there, that's what Lee Stinson's talking about. You can see on your screen just picking up a little bit of grass on its way down. Look at Harry just going to slip past underneath. Yeah, just that little bit of moisture. We can see the grass being picked up on the bowls. Great to have the technology to bring you these pictures as we see the rain intensify now. This will send some more of the spectators.
We might lose a few more spectators inside with this shower. Jack Smith saying that he's happy to go in off the green as he races for a jacket alongside us. Well, we'll monitor things if the conditions worsen. Play may end up being abandoned, but it's not forecast that way at the moment. We'll see what happens over the next couple of minutes if conditions worsen as some of our spectators seek shelter.
Peter Harry, he's seeking the shot. He's going to do a backflip there. He might well be in.
We're privileged alongside us. We do have last year's defending champion just down from us. He's still the title holder for another hour and a half or so. Jack McShane.
Well, I'm just looking at the radar, Lee Stinson, and there is nothing on it, so I reckon this will go past in moments. You can see on the wide shot there, the camera bringing us beautiful pictures, but sadly, it is a little bit of rain.
And just holding up there for a moment as people scatter around for raincoats. Does he get past the bowl of Clarke's? Well, he's going to get that edge up. Piece of the Jack.
And
it's really good setup again for Cabramatta. They're giving themselves these opportunities to make the multiples, and not for the first time during this game. Thompson holding one, but all sorts of danger surrounding.
Yeah, it's a lonely looking one, isn't it, Lee Stinson?
He gets to try and draw a toucher on his forehand. If he goes down one by drawing a toucher, it's not the worst result.
Be interesting to see how he attacks that, though. Is he still around the yellow bowl with the breeze and the wet weather? Feel he has to be under it.
Even if he sits the inside half of the orange, he could fall behind the Jack. So he wants to be under. Going to catch it. Where does this finish for Aaron? Well, it's fallen away. So Aaron Wilson, he has that opportunity now. He'll trail the Jack. He'll be playing metre to 2 metres of weight. Trail the Jack, just underneath. It's the inside half of that bowl. Aaron just trying to dry the hands off. We know he's going to be close. Awfully close this bowl. Wants to miss the Jack now, and he has. Got it out clean. 3 shots to Cabra.
Look at this on the replay. Gets down under the Jack, onto the shot bowl, gets it out clean and makes a 3. Beautifully done. Aaron Wilson.
One of these ones now for Thompson where he's been asked to draw the shot but doesn't want to be short. Was a quick chat. Is he going firm? He is. Well, needs luck from there.
Well, he's got it too.
Just goes in the ditch. Bowls are getting scattered everywhere. Looks like the Jack stayed in. So Aaron Wilson's bowl there, bottom of pitch up, is the shot. And after that, there is all kinds of room after this one. Well, time for my fearless prediction of the night. Aaron Wilson will count with this delivery. Come on, Aaron, don't let me down.
The suggestion was there was a commentator's curse coming, but look how much room Disco's got to draw it. Yes, he's in.
Only a reinvention of Cyclone Alfred can stop it. All right, that's in. So it's at least 2. The guys are going to go well up the rink. Our umpires are nervously awaiting a call out into the rain. And there it is. Umpire's been called.
And aren't they excited about it, Lee Stinson? So it's a multi-way go here for third shot, we believe.
Looking for third. The 2 orange bowls there belonging to Merrylands. The one in the middle, the darker blue, belonging to Cabramatta. And our officials are going to have a really good time with this. This might take a little while. I think he's got, Ben's just helping him out, just suggesting the quickest way to do this might be to do the one Cabramatta bowl first.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And
Just depends whether the players want to wait a bit longer for the shower to maybe get through.
Yeah, these players might know that it's in or out, but we'll just get the umpire out here to stall a little bit.
Righto, Nick, let's have a guess here. This is down our end. Let's make a pick.
Well, they might have to knit 2 tapes together here, Lee Stinson.
Oh no, so the blue one in the middle. Just might seek out the jack there, just a few inches off the boundary. I'm going to say the blue bowl beats the one that they've put the chocks under. And then I'm going to say close. I'm going to go the blue. I'm going to go the blue to win here.
Right, I saw Disco sliding you.
No money's exchanged hands. It just looks like it beats the one that's chocked. The other one a bit further away there, under the State Champs logo. Umpires have just ducked off to Bunnings to grab a 30-metre tape.
And the fans have thinned out very quickly. They're all rushing to the bar. This is like half-time at the football. You'd be lucky to get a spot at the bar or at the lavatory.
No, fair enough. You'd think these players in the final would get the bowls a bit closer, make the umpire's job a bit easier. Fancy finishing 8 or 10 yards away from the jack, Nick. Oh no, so we've got I don't know what we call this, the rollout tape. Hope our NOAG colleague Andrew Lynn's watching on.
Well, he did threaten to be here.
Well, I was wrong. It was the one on the white line. Okay.
So 2 down.
A nice quick measure there.
The players will be ecstatic about that. Can't wait to get back out there.
There's the quizzical look on from the players. The umpire has staked his claim. So who's checking with the official here? Yep, just confirm. He got the nod from our umpire that yes, it was the orange bowl that was in the count.
And 2 shots.
Players just ducked off to the back of the green and just missed the measure. So fortunate hit for Thompson, but with the jack not going out of bounds, he gave Wilson acres of space to count, which he duly did. And it's another 2. What kind of change might come over the game now, Nick? Certainly different conditions for player comfort, but no doubt the green has lost a bit of spice.
Well, I suggest they'd be indoors if they were at Cabramatta or Merrylands in this. But whether they'd be on the undercover green or if they'd be properly indoors. As you see,
Players just flipping the mat over, trying to get a bit more traction.
Jack Smith's gone green side up.
It's probably a day for the long spikes, really, isn't it? Get the screw-in studs in when you were playing footy, the long ones out in the rain.
You'd be dirty if you're at footy training tonight, wouldn't you? Pre-season, steamy conditions, and now the rain comes. But we're not at footy training. The Ballina Seagulls are out there. But we're here at Cherry Street Sports. Nick Hind and Lee Stinson bring you the TAB State Championships. It's the men's triples final. And we just saw a 2-shot pick up there. Despite the very best efforts of Shawn Thompson, he belted that. But the jack couldn't quite trickle out of play. What did it finish, Lee? 2 inches inside the peg?
Yeah, thereabouts. He's let me down, Thompson, so far. I talked him up at the start of the coverage as one of the best forehand drivers in the business. I'm not sure he's been on target yet.
Was he forehand or backhand on the last one?
Oh, we'll say backhand just for the sake of my argument. Would have been forehand though, so I can't claim that one. Jack, I like his tactic with his first in these conditions. Get the first one past and work your way in from there.
Well,
and
look
what he's
well.
done.
Jackie Smith, well done. Bit unfortunate, he squeezed the Jack sideways. It has given a Jack high target. And Shawn Thompson asking Michael Clarke, make sure you're reaching up. Get to the back of the rink. Get through the shot bowl, get to the Jack.
Not quite going to get Jack high again. So this is proving crucial so far. Do you remember a state championship final a couple of seasons ago, Nick? We were at Cabramatta actually for state champion of champions. Almost 2 years ago now, and it was the men's singles finals. We just wait for Ben to let this one go. Players went out in that final in dry conditions, the green running pretty well, and at 2/3 of the way through the game there was an almighty shower and things changed completely. Lee's trainer was dominating the game, playing amazingly well, and he didn't let off too much, but his opponent Jake Lawton from East Maitland played some of the best wet weather bowls you'll ever see. Got himself right back into the game with a few multiples and held game at the end when trainer just prevailed 25-24 in a thrilling singles final.
The lights are on. You can see the water streaming down, but it has eased in front of the light tower.
This one's struggling for pace.
You see Benny clapped his hands together at the top of the rink there. He was disappointed with that.
And you had a chance to trail the Jack there or tidy things up. Now, a little reaching shot available here. Shawn saying it's going to be tough here to get back to the Jack, but if you just miss the front one, you can, or get one past Jack high for us.
Yeah, so wait to the 2 metre mark at the back of the rink.
Yeah, at least that far. Could even get to the back bowls. Well, he has missed the front. How far does he turn back?
Really close. I think he released Stinson. He's very close. Well done.
What a shot. And Aaron Wilson, quick back to the mat. See this bowl of Peter Harries work its way all the way in. But that bowl and Jack combo is angled. He can get the Jack almost to where Jack Smith's standing and miss all his own bowls going through here. Big opportunity. It's the right connection. This is a massive count in the ditch, which will miss all of those back bowls.
So Aaron Wilson lining up here forehand. He's going to
No, backhand run up. Does it get the middle? Oh, not quite. Oh, it's in the corner again. Umpire, be ready.
This is definitely in.
Get that tape. Might need another 15-yard measure.
Oh, no one's keen for that.
Aaron's so close to perfection. He has made a couple. Thompson with a bit of room, and he has the advantage of 2 bowls to 1. You see it coming on screen. If you can get past the tee, he's in the conversation for shot.
I don't know about that one, Lee. Probably hasn't quite got there. This is where I'll need the electric cattle prod.
Oh, Aaron high line. He fears that's not coming back.
Turned his back on it very quickly, didn't he? Jack Smith goes and collects that. Righto.
Not quite sure who's holding at the moment. This for Thompson, trying to beat his first. He can take a conservative line here, as he has done. A chip of his own and run on will guarantee 2. And that's it. I think that's going to do enough. Chip and chase over the top, collected. He dives in to score a 2.
Yeah, well done there, Shawn Thompson.
We'll never know whether he had shot before that bowl or not, but really set up by Peter Harry. Second bowl, getting shot. And Aaron Wilson hitting perhaps maybe a quarter of the jack. He found the middle of the jack. It was all sorts of trouble for Merrylands. Game of millimetres sometimes, Nick.
Yeah, something that I've been mentioning it at this level. You know, what's a game of inches for some of us becomes a game of millimetres.
Yeah, as my skip often says, it's a game of metres rather than millimetres. Hello to my skip, Gary Kelly, if you're watching on. Ready to try and carry us throughout the season.
You can see him and Corey front up here is Michael Clarke.
I did hear the Warilla bus was on the way to pick up Corey and Gary. First class flights all the way for those two gentlemen. 1A, 1B, no doubt.
Kivy didn't give him the private jet this week, did he? That's rare.
Corey would have upgraded points though, no doubt. He'd have a few. Does jet set around a little bit, Mr. Wedlock.
Yes.
Well deserved. I saw we've got to give him a little rap. He got selected for the Australian side heading over for an event in Asia coming up in a couple of months' time.
Clarke, well, this is the length he's done best at, isn't it, Lee Stinson?
Yeah, he's had 2 pretty good ends this way, this kind of length. The mat a bit further forward than it was last time. I think we're far past maximum length here, minimum length, sorry. Jack, good opportunity here. Jack high bowl, just misses. That's a good team play. That's the shot to play for the team.
Yeah, up to the jack, get it down the line.
A similar idea for Harry on the back end.
Turn it away or cover the dark bowls.
Doesn't quite do that, and it is still available. These are the shots that win games on wet and slow greens. An ability to sit jack high bowls and trail jacks. Team that does that better often wins, as Ben Morthorpe tries to do it. Well, good speed, gave it a chance.
You could see now with that bit of breeze, it was hanging there. The bowl looks like it wants to turn, but just did hang a little bit of breeze pushing against it. These slightly more damp conditions.
People know he needs to get past Jack High here. Turn, Michael Clarke's yellow bowl, right of centre line. 2 or 3 rolls, or get past himself.
Yeah, that's very neatly done.
Had to get past. Didn't really have much option, but leave that available for the opposition. Needed a bowl in amongst, but Ben still has an opportunity with a perfect shot to bring all his bowls into play. Well, he's similar line, isn't he? Fraction less weight, it just holds by. Thompson's got to be first in here. Turn over to the forehand. Now a softer version of the shot that the Cabramatta side is trying to play. Just squeeze of the jack to the yellow bowl. Framed that up very well there, Nick. Right, forehand draw, Thompson. Half a metre of weight. If he sits his orange one on the centre line in the middle, he just worsens the angle for Aaron.
Well, his bowls are getting back a little bit better than Ben Morthorpe.
He's played this well.
Gets off that, as you say, kicks it over to the yellow.
And all of a sudden, that last bowl of Peter Harry's right amongst the opposition bowls. So, how many is it? 3 indication from Ben. Now, just pick your weight, Aaron. Are you a metre over or straight at it? How much bend? Aaron Wilson
He's
is
very
adjusted
closely.
bowl. Well, gets the bowl going by. So also catches his own closer. So it may still be as many as 3 to the Merrylands team. Thompson with a choice now. Backhand toucher. So you make things a bit trickier on the forehand. Or the other thing, Aaron Wilson's Cabramatta side with the 4 bowls nearest the ditch. Do you want to leave that jack available for him?
Well, it is a long way from the ditch, so, I mean, there's more chance of a kill, but a player of the class of Aaron Wilson, he might just run it straight back to the number here.
If he gets it right, he's 5, so that's what the guys are there talking about at the moment.
High risk. I don't mind what you suggested, Lee. If you can move that jack maybe an inch or 2 in behind, not all the way to the line, but it's got to be, once again, millimetre perfect.
Yeah, of course, that's the perfect one. If you don't get it, you see Shawn there even just discussing move the Cabra closest bowl there. If you don't get the bowl, you get to the back of the rink, but I think I'm just getting the deepest bowl here, Nick. I'm probably on the conservative side of things. But Aaron, if you do get the deepest bowl, we'll still play that one with a couple of metres to drag the jack to his bundle. So Thompson playing a 2-way shot here. Either get the nearest bowl or get to the back. And he has done, so guaranteed he got past, but as Ben's going to indicate right there, jack 2 metres, makes 5. It's underway. Oh, we know it's close. Does it get back? Not quite. So Merrylands hang on. I think the score was 2 indicated. We'll have that confirmed by our scoreboard attendant at the far end of the green. 15-10 it is. 10 ends to play, 5 the difference. Just feels, Nick, that Cabramatta are well on top, but they just can't get up to double-figure lead at the moment.
Yeah, this Merrylands side keeps chipping away. We see there's a couple of spits of rain on the camera still, so I won't even send you, Lee Stinson. You got your raincoat? I won't even send you out with our cloth just to give a very, very gentle touch on that lens, just so we can continue to provide with the perfect pictures. A little flare there. Just don't bump the camera, Lee. Just a little touch. So Lee Stinson jumps out. I've sent him on an errand. We're seeing some very good bowls played. Really aggressive from both teams. As Lee Stinson mentioned, it feels as though Cabra have had probably the better of all the heads. But Merrylands are finding ways to score shots, to cut down and to keep themselves in this contest. Only 5 behind, 11 ends to go. Clarke's just hung that one out a little high, but he is finishing past. I'm waiting for him to come into this game here and really work for us. So Jack Smith on the mat. Get down, can get down, gets down, he's number 1. Peter Harry looking forehand. There's Lee Stinson. Oh, I hope he hasn't bumped this camera too much. Well, he's done the right thing. Not past. So thank you to Lee for tidying up that for us. New South Wales very happy to be bringing you the best pictures. So Peter Harry's looking to land this bowl, grab that jack. Hopped on, hopped over, and sets it up nicely. They've got all the catches there. The lemons and the oranges lying in wait for any jack movement. Ben Morthorpe, he's up to the front of it. Thank you, Lee Stinson. We've got a much better picture now. And a nice refreshing shower for you, I've no doubt.
The only thing I will say is it's not cold. That's the one benefit we have tonight.
Glad that we're not doing this in Dubbo in July or something.
No,
might be snowing. Jindabyne in August.
What I will say is, I'm not quite sure of the gentleman's name, but there's a man up there attending to our scoreboard, and he is a big chance of getting a Volunteer of the Year nomination.
That's our man Greg. And he's doing an absolutely outstanding bit of service for us. Wow.
Yeah, it does help us along having that rink attendant. Just looking at that board, Nick, we do have slight variance in end numbers between what Greg has and what we have here. So I know Aaron's got the scorecard close to us, so I'll see if I can just reach over and grab it here to find out where we're at.
Well, as you do that, I'll tell you all about this disco reaching up. Wants to get the... Oh, well, he's at least landed in a good home at the back there. Splits up what could have been big danger. There was lemons and oranges lying in wait here for Shawn Thompson. He's back to a draw here.
Just needs to get past the front. He's
He
done
has
so.
done, and tucked it in a little bit.
Still there. Chip, both bowls. The jack will go through to Aaron's first. Well, it's quicker.
Disco asking if he can go flat out at this.
Needs just about all of the dark orange one if he's going to get it. The outside orange onto the jack for the kill is the one he's going for. Yeah, it was always the danger.
And two it is again. So
I just reviewed the card, mate. It was 14 ends played. You had it spot on.
Righto. Good to know. Well,
you're going to make me go down the other end and talk to
well,
Greg again, aren't you?
we're going to have to, mate, because these players need to know what's going on.
I'm sure Aaron Wilson very close by. You'll mention to our scoreboard attendant that just 15 ends played, not 16. We go back up there. As they're just going to have a look at the jack here. Umpire might get an opportunity.
This one isn't going to be in.
Our umpire is in action, so I might just try and alert Greg to that situation, mate.
Yeah, I don't see this one getting in. Shawn Thompson's not going to bowl the umpire. No, they've surrendered. So you see the that go right back, and I expect the jack will be somewhere once again up near the tee.
The players are going to help out there. Players are going to help out there, Nick, and just alert Greg to that situation. There we go. Save me the trip up the other end.
Didn't you bring your raincoat? Oh, Billy Johnson hasn't procured them for us yet. That's the issue.
Billy was part of this event. 2 wins out of 3, just didn't quite score enough margin. Lost to the Merrylands side in sectional play, just put them behind the 8 ball. And
well, they played well. They gave it to Kempsey Heights in this afternoon's game, knowing that they were chasing some margin too.
It was a bit of a margin race, wasn't it? I was watching the live scores go through. The Belrose playing Kempsey and Merrylands playing Dubbo City, both of which established leads early on, so they were fighting for every score possible.
Yeah, a bit of an arms race, as you suggested, Lee, and some very aggressive bowls being played and some big collects by both clubs, but it was Merrylands who were good enough to get through that section and then good enough once again to win their semi-final, to see themselves here in with a big chance now. Feels like they've come from a way back, Lee.
It does. The heads haven't been set up in their favour all that often, but just finding the bowl or a slight bit of luck at the right time. See Clarke short of jack high with both again, and Smith with his first bowl passed. Fair to say conditions in terms of the rain have stayed about the same for the past 15 to 20 minutes. Hasn't really eased or intensified at this point.
What has eased a little bit is the breeze, though, Lee. I don't reckon it's blowing quite as strong as it was when this squall came through initially. And with that, I expect we might see a clearing of the rain. An opportunity for these players to complete the game here under lights at Cherry Street Sports. You could hardly tell we're under lights on these pictures, could you?
No, not at all.
Well done from Pete Harry. Chipped him up.
Played it well. Obviously has opened the way for both teams, but gave it a chance. If he had got the bowl solid to the jack, it would have been a great result. And Ben, first opportunity. One of the form players in this match so far.
Well, we'll see if this one can get back. He's just had a little bit of difficulty picking the line now since we've had that shower. The bowl's just hanging out a little bit high. Peter Harry listening intently to his man Shawn Thompson, who's saying, land pass, Jack, on the backhand. You can get through your first one.
Anything but jacks now. He finds his own. He's done it well.
Yeah,
what does he
good.
cover? Yeah. Barely a movement on the jack, so that sets up a pretty good one. Still the opportunity for Ben here to get past Jack, use his own, get underneath it. He's on a tighter line than his first.
Maybe this is going to be too tight, maybe a bit too gentle too.
Does he cut anything out if he runs up? That's what Aaron's looking for now, as the guys have just jumped in front to look at some angles.
No, that's all right. I was almost prepared for that.
So it's a few there to Merrylands at the moment. One of those shots at the moment, Thompson really can't get on the back end now where Peter Harry just went. So he either has to draw in forehand or protect Aaron trailing the edge of the jack. If you go for the protection, you are leaving him that shot, but there is a gap there that he may sail through.
So,
Well, he doesn't want Morthorpe's.
that's the one that he didn't want. I liked what he was looking for there, though. He could promote those yellow bowls, get them in behind, give them a chance to get in the action, play a bit of defence.
Just overplayed it slightly, I think. Might have just been on the draw and pumped up the weight a bit. I think Ben indicated Aaron he might still be 2 down. Just needs to run on for second now.
Won't be 2 down now. That's very good.
He's
from
done
Disco.
that. Now for Shawn. Beating him to it. Depending where this finishes, even a good bowl may give Aaron an opportunity. Needs to run a long way. Not going to make it. So Aaron, his own second shot protected. This will be slightly firmer than his first. Sit the bowl and stay, or see that edge of the jack. Trail that across bottom right of screen to where his teammates are standing.
Yeah, so the boys are standing on the left of your picture there. That's where he's, Lee Stinson's talking about getting the jack to. You can only see half the jack.
No, that's the shot though. His own bowl's protected.
Well,
just needs to run a little
early.
bit quicker now, Nick. Just a little bit quicker and it misses the jack. Oh, a little flick off the front's done enough.
Oh.
So it's been that kind of game where edges of bowls have come into play. It's the turn now of Cabramatta to score a couple. Aaron was close to that. Would have been interesting to see if he just got past the front and got the shot bowl onto the edge of the jack. He may have brought in some extra counters for Merrylands. But he got past, so the boys in for a huddle there. Just pointing to a couple of different spots on the rink where I don't think we're at the tee. I think we're moving up a little. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, we're 3.5 metres in front of the tee. And the jack's going to go into that similar area just short of the tee where they have been aiming for most of this match. Like that, Nick. I'm a tactics person in these team games. So obviously picked up something there where they started with the mat right back and we said they've been playing well but haven't been quite able to run away with the game. So they're going to back their skills here on a slightly different setup. Urging this one up.
Useful zone. Shawn Thompson been asked to play what is still the wider hand. And we've seen...
Hasn't been down there too often, Clarke, so might be an opportunity for him to get into a better rhythm. He's started well.
Yeah, a little reset. If that other hand's not working for you, let's try this one. It's not a bad effort there.
So 17-12.
9 to go.
Feels about right. Cabra deserved leaders at the moment. Maybe an argument to say they could have been a couple more in front, but certainly the better side to this point in the match.
Well, while you're out cleaning that lens, my comment was that Merrylands are hanging right in with them. You know, they probably haven't had the heads shaped up the way they would have liked. They probably haven't had the same opportunities, but the results have been going pretty good for them. You know, while that bowl there from Michael Clarke did chip it, Cabramatta bowl up. His first one at the back of the rink's looking really useful there.
Oh, that's Ben's target now. No doubt about that. Threw his own wide one to the back yellow. He's done it reasonably well. How far does he go now? Not quite enough. Pick your speed, Peter Harry.
Yeah.
What weight do you want to play?
We see Thompson asking him to just arrive through. So, not like a bull at the gate.
Well, somewhere about he's a chance of either edge or the jack itself.
Well, guts the jack.
Not the gap, though. Wow. That's going to shape up a lot better for Cabra. So this one, turn the wide one or past. Yeah, you see Aaron indicating that. The outside bowler, Jack Smith's, are around it. Almost to where Aaron's standing.
So, bowler Peter Harry is a toucher. It's live at the back of the rink. Who knows, that might come in handy yet.
Yeah, difficult head to play to at the moment for Merrylands in terms of perfect jack movement. So Aaron ensuring they get a bowl past jack here on the left-hand side was the call. And you just want this to run right up now. Well, doesn't get the position, but does get a counter. So Harry to turn it over. Trailer jack and meter on the back end was the call. A couple other bowls to work through. Sit and stay. A little trot from the former Central West product.
Looks a line for it here. Wow.
Played it well. Sometimes you just find the gap. That was the right weight, right shot.
Well, he's found one gap and found half a jack on the other attempt.
So probably suggesting 3 to Cabramatta on the crossover.
Yeah, some commendable efforts there, but Aaron Wilson, what's he going to do here? Back of the rink.
Work his own wide ones or get past.
Yeah, that's neatly done.
Very good weight for it. Whether he got clear running or contact, he was going to get something past. Thompson needs to hold. The inside blue one can help him. Needs a lot of it.
Well, he got it too.
Off target. There's quite a number of things there to connect with, though. Similar weight, Farron to his first now, Nick. Between the two orange bowls, turn that one away.
It's on the side angle, yeah. So
pretty hard for Aaron to get the jack, so he can play this with confidence. If he misses the orange, he shouldn't really be hitting the jack. It will only get the shot bowl. Needs to hold. Not quite on this occasion.
now Shawn Thompson, is there a chance to maybe back cut the jack, get a little squeeze, or just draw?
Yeah, draw a shot. Draw a shot, T-weight. As you alluded to, Nick, he could potentially get a piece of the jack to the yellow, but
You're probably not playing for that though, are you?
I don't think so at this stage.
5 the margin, 1 currently the count to Merrylands.
He's going through his mind to try and draw a shot on the inside of the jack. Does the jack go the other way now? Oh, he held on to it.
Hang on, 2 shots.
Off target with the first, change that up, and counts with the second. 17-14, 8 ends to play. Still anyone's game, and as you say, Nick, they're just hanging in once again.
Well, as Katie Astley comes past with a steak, how dare you?
If it's steak night here at the club, Nick, that might be our opportunity once this final's over.
Are you cooking tonight, are you, Lee? Or do you think we might just
If
be
it's
stopping
if it's steak night here at the club, I am.
So another question about length of jack here. I think this one's going to be right.
I think Aaron might have just got Ben to step it out. And when he did, he gave him the nod. Said, let's go. This is our length as much as it is theirs. So 17-14. Clarke pulling up again.
He's been better at this length though, Lee, and
in this direction too, mate, as well, isn't it?
well, it seems
Back
to have been
towards the club.
It seems to be when they've had an opportunity to control the length, coming back this way, playing these shorter lengths. Jack Smith aggressively calling for that one to get down and hold. Just didn't quite just hold up a little bit there.
Fraction further than what he wants, of course, but I assume he's been conscious not to leave anything in the way of his star skipper.
Yeah, well, Clarke. his job there. Now, Disco, you can see saying no. I want it to hang.
Yeah, try to correct. Missed the line. So manage Merrylands. Once again, it's going to be about allow seconds. Hasn't been many times, Nick, where either second has got to the mat and the jack's been covered up. Whoever's played the best out of Peter and Ben has set the tone for the balance of the end. We know that's close to the line for Ben's bowls. Forehand, back to the club. Just urging it forward. That's enough.
Yes.
One to Cabra. Bowl 20 to 30 centimetres off. Pete changes hands. A couple of things can go his way here. Love the edge and onto the jack. Well, goes by. Enough for shot.
Sitting jack high though, you favour Ben Morthorpe's going to play pretty much the exact same intent.
Yeah, I think it's weight to that yellow bowl near centre line, Nick, with this one.
Play a similar line to his last.
Try and sit the shot bowl. If you get between the two orange, you finish somewhere near that yellow.
This looks slightly tighter line. Had a bit more purpose to it though, as you suggested, Lee.
Played the
Crossover.
weight.
One shot. Merrylands.
So still an opportunity there. Thompson on his backhand. We know that Wilson's going to like the side of that jack high bowl, so important for Shawn to try and make Disco's job a little bit harder here. Well, he's underway. He's watching on nervously though. What's he going to do here? A little flick off the front. His bowl's finished in a place where he'd like to have trailed the jack to. But no mucking around from Disco. Very close. Chip the bowl and stay. Great shot. Just looks too good for these players. Short length, slower greens. They can just get the bowl on line and get that contact.
Yeah, never looked like missing there, Aaron Wilson.
He's made a count of two. Thompson, plenty to play to though. Can't afford to be short. He gets the jack anywhere near his own. Well, needs to run on now, Nick. How far is he going to come? He can't be short, we said. No, it's a bad miss. He knows it too. Head went down.
Now, yeah, Aaron Wilson. It's a free kick for him.
He's played down a similar line, just back off the weight. Somewhere in around Ben Morthorpe's front bowl is well and truly good enough. And just needs to run on a little bit. There it is, that's in. Two great skippers bowl, the conversion.
High fives given out
And
all
then a
around
double
the
up.
rink. Just see here, and we get to the conclusion of this bowl. He knew it. The boys go and they give themselves some big high fives. Well done, Disco.
3 shots, double their lead. 20 shots to 14. Big moment. We'll mark that down here on the virtual scorecard. One down when he went to the mat. Consolidated or turned the head over with his first. And then Thompson, with plenty to play for, left his last one short. And Aaron good enough to add to the count, make a 3. 7 ends to go, 6 the difference.
So 7 to go, 6 the difference. We've seen this a few times already in this triples competition. Trying to keep the run rate under control here. Really important for Michael Clarke now.
He's done this pretty well. First time in a long time he's got that really good shot past Jack. Most of his good ones, if anything, Nick, have probably been a bowl or two short.
Yeah,
and his bad one's a little bit shorter than that.
Yeah, they've sat Jack high. I mean, they've been in the chip-up zone, but the skips don't want to have to do that. The seconds don't want to have to do that. So Jack now.
Oh, he doesn't want to get across and block his forehand either. He has to a certain extent.
Oh, Michael Clarke won't be worried about that one, though. Get past, would love to get to his own. Have it flop over. If he jumps up and down.
He's less here.
Yeah, it's disappointing. He had the first one beautifully away. And now a little bit of a wall being created in front of the head here.
The first team to sit this yellow bowl has got a massive advantage. As you say, a wall at the front stopping the big weighted shot. If you get around, sit the yellow, fall back to centre line, you are in prime position.
Disco's interested, and you can see why here. Grabs the jack, spits it. Well, it's out in the open.
Good shot, though. Benny Morthorpe.
Makes one big high five with Jack Smith. He knows how important this is as we get to the conclusion.
I like what Jack's doing at the back of the rink, sort of out of view from a lot of people. It's easy in a game like this to get pumped up, follow your bowls down, but he's ensuring he stays back and wipes the bowls dry for Ben, and no doubt he's probably trying to do the same for at least Aaron's first bowl. So easy to follow your bowls and get down there with a skip, and certainly not against that, but this is probably that one occasion where
he's doing the job for the team.
He's doing the team stuff.
Well, probably the wrong edge there from Morthorpe. I reckon that's done enough. But Shawn Thompson saying you need to trail that, draw it back down towards the tee.
So Pete Harry, hold shot, gets one pass, crucial one for his team. And Aaron with the opportunity for another sit and stay here, Nick. Same hand as last.
Well, he's played him so well, hasn't he?
Well, you just know he's going to be close. Whether he gets it perfect or not, you just know he's going to be right in the area. His backhand. Does he bend in time to get down to this bowl?
Floating past.
I have to say it's a big miss for Aaron, isn't it? You and I think we've done pretty good
missed
there.
By bowls aren't terrible.
Does hold up at the back of the rink though, so it could come into play later on.
Yeah, those options, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, Lee.
Absolutely. So for Thompson, trying to sit the bowl, the orange bowl, left-hand side of Jack, or a little movement of the white. The bowl and past Jack is the aim. Wanted to be tight, but just overshot it there.
No damage, but no improvement. And yeah, we see Ben Morthorpe.
Ben saying your bowl really good at the back of the rink. If you can get the jack in, it's going to be tough to outdraw.
Very visual, very vocal. Saying right through it, please. All the way to the back of the rink.
Ready, aim, fire. Chance of bowl clean. Well, he's got the bowl. Does it go clean? He does.
Of course it does.
Aaron Wilson. There'll be a few left-handed high fives coming up here, Nick. There's one. There's two. Shawn's still a chance of making a double himself. Wasn't a long way away really on line. He needs that inside line to sit the bowl. bright orange of Peter Harries at the back of the rink. You know you can't get too wide here.
Well, he hasn't
He's
got
close
too wide.
to this bowl. Oh, very close to the middle of it. There it is. Well, one man, then the other. 2 shots. Let's get in the crowds up and about down here at Cherry Street Sports.
Bang. Well done, Shawn Thompson.
16-20. Huge crowd watching on. Look at the crowd inside. Plenty about, Nick.
Well, Cody Packer was very excited there, and you can understand why. He's cheering on his club mates.
I think Cody was nominated as coach of the team, so he's in for a little 10% earn on this, no doubt.
And potentially a sling if there's a good trainer. There is a big crowd. I've just turned around for the first time. Kay Moran's in there. There's plenty watching on. You don't think Kay's here to look at our backsides while we call, do you?
No, don't think so. There's much better models than the two of us. Okay, now with a certain tie to Cabramatta, spent plenty of years in the top grade sides there with the Bull Ants. So probably has a little inkling towards those guys.
And now at Fig Tree, of course, and doing a sterling job for the Falcons.
Yeah, very efficient coordinator is Kay. I know the members there at the club really enjoy the output that she delivers.
And having her there as one of the the region's premier event hosts as well. 3.5 greens. Well, there we go. Michael Clarke, he's got 2 past.
Oh, I'm itching to be out there, Nick. What a time. 4 the difference. A state title on the line. We've only got 6 ends to go. We're finishing within half an hour. We haven't got long to go. And this final will be decided. Jack ensuring he was passed. Once again, a little further than he would have liked, but potential to get into the game. Of course, his team with last bowl here on end number 20.
Pete Harry floating past as well, but again got that back of the rink covered.
Breeze starting to whip up a bit again, Nick, from where we were 20 minutes or so ago.
Well, I trust that there won't be another squall, but the rain has now stopped.
Cracking line here, Ben Morthorpe. He's played it well.
Yeah.
Trails of Jack down the line for 1. Bowler Peter Harries, just 1.5 metres past Jack now. A reasonably similar line to his first. Just needs it to pull up for shot. Just going to float through. Ben with the opportunity here to double up.
Well, Matt Blackburn is saying that it's scary that Ben Morthorpe doesn't even play that much these days. He's classy. Well, he's exactly right, but he's got a few greens to maintain and a bit of a job there at Cabramatta.
Does a good job. Great person to work with. Cabra, home to our State Under-18 junior program, is major sponsor of our Junior Blues. So we have a few events and training camps there each year. And Ben and his team, great to work with at the venue in preparation and catering and green preparation. Aaron also with a senior role there at the club, alongside the like of Bailey Meddy in the team there, of course headed up by a great bowler in his own right in Jay Porter. Another classy player himself that doesn't get on the green all that often, but skipped the side that won the Open Grade 1 pennant last year, as we see Thompson trying to get a piece of the jack. Well, not quite. Had to wait to make a big count.
Peter Harry was riding that one from a long way out. He knew it was in the area.
Cabra boys, well, you can see what happens if Thompson trails a jack. Not an easy spot to get to, though. Aaron's just got to back himself in on the draw here. He's played this forehand side of the green very well, either on the draw or the on shot, so I think that's where he's going. He'll back himself to be centre rink here and really close off the angles for Thompson. Well, this will count and no extra target created. Yeah, that's enough. I'm almost sure of it from here. So Thompson, we mentioned it back coming this way last end. This is another cannot be short moment. If he finds the gap again, well, so be it. Give it a chance. Oh, does he run the whole way? We mentioned he can't be short. And not quite enough. It's at least one. The inside front orange bowl is the shot. Seems very close for two. I'm not sure if you can see it live from your spot better than I. Nick, to see whether it's one or two.
No, hard to get a gauge. The players will let us know very shortly.
The call from Aaron Wilson was, let's throw it a bit higher, and if it gets back, he'll be trying to beat this orange bowl on the wing, and as you see, he's gone just outside that white line, so that is a bit wider than his first. Jack high is a chance here. Not quite enough, so is it one or two? There's the inside bowl taken out. And there you go, to a measure. Cabramatta will extend their lead. As we get to the front bowl, that looks a two from my angle. Didn't quite catch that.
Neither did Greg, I don't think. He's checking with Shawn Thompson.
Yeah. Just gave a quick look at each other, the players, and flip the board. Two it is on the board. 22-16. 20 ends played. And for the second occasion, Thompson just fractionally short with that last bowl.
And another little meeting there from Cabramatta. The Bull Ants are just determining how they're going to finish this one off. 5 ends to shoot here. And now 6-shot lead. Any margin greater than 6, if there's 1 end to play, the game will be concluded. Any margin greater than 12 with 2 ends to play, but I don't see that happening, Lee Stinson.
No, I don't think so at this point in time, but certainly not a must-win end for Merrylands, but in some respects it feels that way. You'd really want to be winning at least 4 of the 5 remaining ends if you are Merrylands here. Cabramatta happy to trade single shots back and forward for the next 20 minutes, and they'll walk away with the title.
Good start from Jack.
It's fair to say that Merrylands just haven't had the fantastic opportunities to create multiples, Nick, have they? They all haven't played at a good end together to set up those big scores. Now, and obviously you need a little bit of help from your opponents in that regard too, but
yeah, their limited opportunities have had to come with bare jacks or perfect trails. They haven't been fat targets.
Yeah, so that's good play from the Cabra guys as well. They're not packing in the head to their own disadvantage. No, they've got the lead. They can afford to drop a low number and regain last bowl for the next end. And Merrylands are going to have to do this up against Aaron Wilson having the last bowl on a number of occasions on the way in.
That's doing it the hard way, isn't it, Lee? I appreciate that.
All you can do is try and hold them, and if he plays them, well, too good. That's the only option they have at the moment, is to win some consecutive ends.
Well, Michael Clarke's given them 2 usable bowls there. But
straight away, Aaron saying, don't want to draw it perfect, just sort of get amongst the yellows.
Yeah. Get an orange between the lemons.
Quite. Well, that's probably not a bad Merrylands bowl. So if Peter can trail the jack, that last one of Ben's becomes a bit of an obstacle for a weighted shot potentially.
Nice tight line here if he's going to get down to some jack.
Puts another one into the zone.
Yeah, starting to load up there. For forehand trail. See Disco straight in there saying, no, you need another metre and a half at least, 2 metres.
Probably just outside his own, the best result. Getting underneath will sort of open the jack up fully.
Well, tricky to get outside though with the way that this breeze is going, because it will float if you get out past that white line. If he gets in under here, well, he's put his nose on the jack.
The only thing you'll say is that whatever the jack could be seen before is exactly the same now. It's an extra counter. So for Pete Harry, up with something like the same weight, try and turn the jack between the two yellow bowls.
Well, even if he gets that front blue up, it might fatten up a target. Gives him a chance to do some damage with the Shawn Thompson power game.
Oh, here's another one to the collection area. And Aaron Wilson will be attempting to go extremely close to Peter Harry's last bowl, no doubt. As second and Skip meet in the middle of the green. If you are just joining us, twilight action, Bowls New South Wales TAB State Championships, men's triples final. Merrylands up against Cabramatta. 5 ends to go. Merrylands with the work to do as Wilson cover and count shot.
Exactly what you called for, Lee Stinson, getting amongst those lemons.
Now,
a little fruit salad back there, and now for Shawn Thompson, does he contemplate a kill?
That's exactly what he's thinking about now. And the bowl of Aaron's may make it hard, even if I do get that bit of the jack. So the Adonis Michael Clarke has inserted himself into the conversation here. I like it. It's been a bit of a silent partner throughout the course of the match, but good to see all three getting together. Let's make our mind up together.
Yes, the law firm of Clarke, Harry and Thompson. Clarke's getting involved here. So we'll see. Lee Stinson is calling for a big weight up beforehand.
He's close to both bowls here.
Yes.
Oh, gets a couple out. The last bowl of Wilson's still the shot, but visually, and we're at the players' mat end here, it looks a lot nicer than it just did.
So here is that last big drive here. Cleans 2 out. Well, Lee Stinson, you did say that he's got one of the best forehand drives in the game, and that's one that shows it there.
Ben's toucher went all the way into the ditch, in behind where the Merrylands guys are standing. Aaron doesn't have to do a lot more to at least get third. A little bit further is second. A little small high five from the players. So from our vantage point, we're going to have to assume it's 2 at the moment, Nick.
Yeah, just giving a shot of that orange bowl that is in the ditch. That is a toucher. So if there's any thought of a bare jack straight back down the line for a 3 maybe, that's probably curtailed that idea.
Well, if it was 2, I'm assuming Shawn's going to play backhand, right hand side of screen, just to try and trail the jack. Half a metre to a metre. Let's see where he goes. Just drives off the bowl. Oh, it's a forehand approach. What have we got here, Nick? Well, quick at the jack.
He's going to bear jack, and he's
Well, ricochet
bing,
rabbit.
bing.
It stayed in. Now, the guy's unsure of where to look. There's a yellow bowl of Clarke's, the two-tone blues of Wilson's, all amongst it. No decision to be made. No bowls yet removed. Thompson just getting a piece of the jack. Bowl being chocked by the players. Umpire nervously watches on at this end, expecting a potential call-up. So we're going to go there to the Merrylands bowl first. Are you on the jack? Yes, I am. Well, I'll do this end. Thank you very much. You're now on that. We'll lock that measure in and move around. I won't move too far. You can swing around and get to that bowl, and that's the shot, the middle one. Well, Pete's just making sure he's right back on the jack, and that bowl looks half a bowl in. So at least Cabramatta one and one only. So Thompson reduced the count, but needed a little bit more.
Let's have a look at that again on the replay. So it was another big hit here from Shawn Thompson, but the jacks bounced off remarkably. The Peter Harry bowl, it was on its way out of the rink.
Obviously just didn't feel Nick confident of playing that metre trail shot.
Well, he just played such a great drive down the middle.
Makes me even contemplate whether Aaron did draw a second, and he may have only been one down if he went nice and firm like that.
Great.
7 the diff, 4 to play.
Great to be bringing you these pictures. Is there one more twist? Is there one more turn in the tail here of the men's triples final here, the 2025 TAB State Championship Finals? Nick Hind and Lee Stinson going to bring you the last 4 ends. Like Jim Ross used to say, we've cleared all our commercial obligations. We're here with you to the end.
Jack setting things up well. That's close to prime position at this stage of the match. He smothers the jack with the next one. His boss will be extremely happy.
And once again, Shawn Thompson urging that one to get through to the jack.
Jack switching hands. No need to bring opposition bowls further up into the game at the moment. He's done pretty well when he has had to switch across to the backhand in our direction.
Well, I mean, at this level, they're all very versatile players, aren't they, Lee? We did see he was given one licence. There was 2 bowls framed up in the game against Edelong, and he just went around it straight into the pit. So
sometimes that's the shot.
Yeah.
You don't need to wait for your skips. If it's there, you play the shot that is benefit the team. Well, Clarke.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that, Lee. You know, if there's a shot on, take your chance while you can see it, because you might not get another chance to do it. And at this level, we see the jack moving around all the time. Those opportunities will disappear if you don't take them.
Clarke short of the jack. Aaron was really positive with his call here to Ben to play down on the forehand.
Yeah, reach under, get to the jack. Well,
he's played it up into the count, and in almost every scenario, those yellow bowls won't be in the count at the finish of this end.
Yeah, slightly dejected signal there from Shawn Thompson. Please be up, please be past.
He's played it well here, Peter Harry. This is the shot coming in now.
Yeah, very good from Pete.
Very similar option here for Ben. He just caught the front one. As Nick alluded to, he was extremely close to trailing that jack himself. So very much the same bowl here. Trail the jack through.
Yeah. Floating a bit high.
Oh, just going to go by. What an effort. Another good team bowl. Pete's got to try and repeat the dose. Finish on centre line here, either past jack or in front. Does help the team.
And we heard the call from the skip. Tuck it round the corner or get to that orange.
Well, I'd sooner get underneath the jack now. Well, no, he did hold on. I didn't know he was going to hold that long. Kicked it by, just trickled even a fraction at the end. But we know that was the shot that Wilson was eyeing up, so he has just taken that away. Can't quite tell from our vantage point who's holding. Try and get a look in here.
I like the dark orange of Ben Morthorpe off the picture, but when I look off the picture and look past the screens, I like it less.
So Aaron trying to be perfect draw backhand, needs to kick out past the front. Well, he hasn't, and doesn't leave anything in the way. So for Thompson, that dark orange that you alluded to, Nick, that needs to be the one he tries to play through and stay. Does he play with enough weight that if he just misses the intended bowl that he could chip both the blues away and leave the other Peter Harry bowl at the front, the next closest?
Well, 1, 2, well.
Just like that. So he's got 3 of the closest 4 now. In short, he was up enough for that to be an option. Aaron was extremely close with his weight, just missed the line, so we'll see what he can do with his second.
He's corrected for line.
Well, not sure.
He hasn't corrected for weight, though.
There's a chance of mucking this up, though, depending where it finishes.
Well,
he has.
Used blocking bowl. Is
Yeah,
there a
I
suggestion?
think there's enough.
Is there a suggestion that there's enough of that orange bowl still visible that
Yes.
he might come screaming at that through the middle?
Yes, I can assure you there he is. Just had a look directly behind the rink. The players coming back in our direction. We've got a great sight here.
Yeah, so we're talking the dark orange
There's
out.
just enough bowl. The only thing with Thompson's drive on the forehand is it does get about halfway along and kick in. So that's going to narrow the gap ever so slightly.
Yeah, you feel he's got to go absolutely flat out, but we have seen
he does
there's
have a
still
quick
bit of an arc.
drive. Yeah, he does just kick in ever so slightly on his forehand halfway down, so he can find the gap. Of course, there's the double chance if he gets Aaron's last one through that bowl that can also work. So edge of the bowl for 3 shots. He's offline. What happens from here? Everything moves away, so Cabramatta score again. 24-16. A little unlucky there from Peter Harry. Held the shot, had to try and change it up. Just went a few millimetres too far to retain shot.
As the misty rain starts to fall once again. Well, there was an opportunity for a number there, Lee, but it was only a half a bowl target.
Maybe not even that much. It was fun, was there, and he had to play it.
Well, certainly at this stage, had it been 1, you're back. Had he got it out, there was 4 shots. Could have been back within 3 with 3 to play.
23-19, so as you say, the rain just getting a little bit stronger again. We're not far away from the end here. 2, maybe 3 ends to go. Well, I guess potentially even 1 end to go, depending on result here. Is Jack Smith right on top? Yeah, well played. Right. Clarke missed out last end, but he knows deep down where he needs to be here. Making some kind of connection or passing the jack, imperative with the match situation, and he's done very well. Half the bowl, great shot, Michael Clarke. There's some of our state selectors inside watching on. Trevor Immer, Pam Hocking, Jenny Palmer. Eagerly looking, eyes going up and down via the live action and the TV replays inside the venue.
Jack Smith calling for that to hurry past. Hughes on a good line early.
It's the kind of setup you need. There's a couple of bowls toward the centre of the rink, making things hard. These guys are too good to miss big targets when they're down, so need some gaps and a bit of debris in front that's just overlapping each other is usually the best way to get the big scores late in the game. Oh, another couple of rolls, and that was ideal.
Well, the fans haven't moved. There's plenty of full seats here at the club. As we're watching Ben Morthorpe. He can get down.
Well, I can think of at least two good reasons why the fans aren't moving. The quality of game, you don't want to give up your seat. And if they want to go back to the accommodation and watch, they've got to listen to the two of us.
I can think of a third reason too, Lee, is that that shower's just got a little bit heavier again, so perhaps people could be a lock-in tonight. Stop around and enjoy the hospitality for a few more hours. Peter Harry really wanted to put his nose on that.
Hard to be critical, but I'm sure if the guys watch this back, they'll know that they've just missed a couple of opportunities. Someone as good as Ben Morthorpe. Front toucher here is almost lights out. He hasn't done it. But once again, Merrylands have played two bowls that almost certainly won't count later on. So the max they can get here, you would think at this stage, is a 4. Which of course they bite your arm off for at the moment.
Well, what's Peter Harry going to get here?
Oh, it's either second or third.
Well, inside of that orange and spew back underneath the jack would have been really good, but currently third shot.
He's got third, importantly enough. Yeah, you just picture on screen here, Aaron right to left. If he draws a touch up, Thompson will have it all to do once again. Certainly been Aaron's favourite side of this rink tonight.
Well, Benny Morthorpe watching this super closely. Ben Morthorpe, he loved it. Aaron Wilson wanted it to bend and just get down to that yellow, get a bit more of it.
Time for Thompson to take a chance here. He can potentially bring his front ones into the game. So, I think backhand.
And both of those ones out, yep.
Try and get both. If you happen to land on Aaron's and stay, and then depending where Aaron puts his last, you may have to search for another two bowls. But it's the time of the game where they can't afford to lose an end, and most of their winning ends need to be multiples. So I think this is a shot here, sort of 5 to 8 metres away on the back end, I would envisage, mate. Inside edge of the flat blue one.
Well, that's the way he's lining up. Let's see what he's going to get here.
You can just get the middle of Aaron's. It does open up some things later on. He's done that.
Done exactly that.
So he's got 3 of the first 4 again. He makes the massive score out of play, but the 4's still an option.
Gee, 3 of the first 4. That sounds like my punting on the weekend, Lee. First, second, and fourth doesn't pay anything when you've got a trifecta, does it?
No, true. Pays about the same as my horse that ran in Sydney earlier on this afternoon and finished 6th. Valiant effort, but not quite good enough.
Magnificent fighting, 6 out of 7, was it?
No, about a dozen, but back to action at hand. Aaron down on line. Does he get past the front yellow to give himself a chance? Here it is. Well, that's locked out the big score. So the best on offer now is a small toucher for 3. Merrylands with 1. So we know they're getting the mat. In the back of Shawn's mind, they've got to be thinking about Matt and Jack position for end number 24. But first things first, try and score as many as you can here.
And as you said, there is a 3. Little touch, puts his nose on it.
Somewhere about the line.
I think Peter Harry's urging that one up. He's just undercooked it.
Miss shy again, so 1 shot, 17-24. Team talk to follow. And I think Shawn's saying to Michael, you pick it. Really need you to have a dominant end here, so over to you. 24-17, so Merrylands must win this end to continue the game. If Cabramatta secure any score, that will be enough for us to end proceedings. Critical that Clarke plays 2 good bowls or bowls past Jack, and there's one of them. Funnily enough though, Nick, I think if you went back and analysed how you get your big scores, they're probably not with all of your bowls passing. Probably need at least 1 to muddy the waters up front, or at least a couple of opposition bowls to do so.
Well, if it's respot, you just go and park 5 on the tee and then kill it. But I mean, it's not always that easy, is it? And it's not
especially
respot.
if the opposition work out what you're trying.
Yeah, they're just going to build a few of them out for you. No, this is really challenging stuff here for these players.
You sort of need that one bowl.
Where do you get
right
it from?
In front or right behind, or a few gaps, and just hope your opposition have an off end on the draw.
Well, this Cabramatta side have barely had an off end all night. They've been
It's
prominent in almost every head. And it's been some very good management from Shawn Thompson to manufacture as many shots as he has, I feel.
Jack, a couple of bowls to sit on, making sure he's not muddy in the waters at the front. Now, as much as we say Merrylands not wanting to finish short, that's probably the only way Cabramatta lose realistically as well, is causing themselves harm up front. So, Peter Harry plays a good one, but unfortunately for the Merrylands guys, there is almost no gap there now. So
hard to get that Jack over to make a big number on that side.
Someone as good as Ben Morthorpe's not going to miss well under with 2 bowls here. On a high line, he knows he's got the yellow ones as a target. He's going to finish just outside, so the glimmer of hope still remains.
Well, you did see there, Lee, that just pushing it out towards that wide white line.
Certainly Ben's can't afford to get out near the white line.
Just doesn't have the turn now.
So
Peter Harry.
No Jack now. Is the plan?
Well, it's going to make it very hard to score.
Okay, just
Big
looking in
collect.
there. Merrylands 1. Cabramatta probably was 2nd and 3rd. So Thompson's going to have to play some kind of search through the yellow bowls, or attempt 2 goes at killing the end.
Yep.
Depending on this position of Morthorpe's. And smart players like these guys are, they know there's no real need to alter things too much here. Easiest way, I figure, Nick, is to, if I'm Aaron Wilson, put myself in Thompson's shoes. What am I trying to do to make a huge number? And if I'm finding that difficult to conjure up in my head, well, I'm not giving him any opportunity to do so, and by altering the current lie of the head, it's something through the yellow. The hard thing for Thompson here, though, is if he does happen to create any kind of number, you feel that the target is going to be an extremely wide one.
Substantial, yeah, and it's something that Aaron Wilson won't miss with 2 bowls.
You wonder whether this is the head set up to try and get a number, and whether you just have 2 goes at killing it. Anyway, he's going to try and make a big score. Through these yellows. Well, he does push 1 further back. So they have 3 or potentially 4 closer than Cabramatta's second nearest.
Yeah, so 3 out of 5 at least, we reckon, hey?
Yes.
And as many as...
They've got at least 3 of the first 4 and potentially 4 of the first 5. So for Aaron, once again, he doesn't need to alter things too much. Just a nice draw on his backhand here. Anywhere within half a metre toughens the task for his opposition.
Well, he's done this very, very well, Disco.
And talk about making things hard for your opposition. How about just a touch of the jack? Matter of 15 centimetres. Lies 2. Match-winning lie, potentially. And no doubt what's coming here, Nick.
It's power and lots of it from Shawn Thompson. Well, I expect he's going to absolutely belt this.
Must get some kind of result to extend the game. Well, he's close. Chips it away, and we have a winner. The Cabramatta team of Jack Smith, Ben Morthorpe and Aaron Wilson are your Bowls New South Wales State Men's Triples Champions for 24-25. Fantastic effort by the Merrylands trio, but just fell a little short tonight. And, Nick, it just seemed as though Cabramatta were the better team consistently throughout the course of most of that match.
No, look, you're exactly right, Lee, and brilliant call from you. Thank you for jumping in this evening. Cabramatta Bull Ants, they were just dominant in almost every head. I think it was a credit to Merrylands to get to as many as they did, 17, keep the match in the balance right until the second last end. But the class of Aaron Wilson showed through, absolutely nailing it at the end there, finishing them off. And it's been great to bring you this coverage.
The added bonus, of course, for those 3 Cabramatta gentlemen, Nick, is a trip to the Nationals in Tasmania in November, where they'll compete against the other state and territory champions for a shot at a national title. So best of luck to those guys moving forward. And we're back on air tomorrow morning. Nick, who will be featuring first up tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning, women's triples final. It's the same 2 combatants, Cabramatta and Merrylands, tomorrow morning. So tune in from 8:30. So check your local guides. Do check the Bowlslink results portal. It's been a big day here. We trust you've enjoyed all the action. We've enjoyed your company. On behalf of Lee Stinson, my name is Nick Hind. It's been fantastic to have you here at Cherry Street Sports. We look forward to your company again tomorrow morning for the women's triples final. See you then.